Welcome to the show, everyone. It's the Crypto Lark. Today, we're going to be talking about Blocnation, the world's first decentralized ICO. Concert tickets, merchant payment processing, international remittances, and so much more. Blockchain tech so easy, your grandma could use it. Or at least that's the promise. We're going to be getting into just what all of that means after a quick shout out to everyone who's been hitting that like button, and of course, everyone who's been subscribing to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that button down below, or the bell, to stay up to date with all of the latest in the crypto space. Furthermore, this is of course not professional financial advice. This is just a dude talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. This is an ICO. Do your own due diligence before investing your own money, because there's always a certain amount of inherent risk in investing in any ICO. Furthermore, this is not a sponsored review. This is just something that I think is interesting and you might want some more information about. The story behind Blocnation really has to start off with Pouchnation and also Komodo, but we're going to be talking about Komodo later, as I want to focus on some of the more technical features that they are bringing to the party here. But let's talk about Pouchnation. Now, Pouchnation is Southeast Asia's largest cashless RFID provider. They have offices in 6 different countries. They have a lot of experience in growing a huge user base quickly and have already done so for Pouchnation. Now they want to do that same thing by bringing Pouchnation's audience over to Blocnation and introducing them to cryptocurrencies, which is really cool. The focus on Southeast Asia, I think, is fantastic because there's such a potential for really exponential growth in the Southeast Asia region. There's hundreds of millions of people who really don't have these cashless payment options easily available to them yet. And so although Pouchnation is initially focused, and Blocnation will also be initially focused on events and venues in the community, the broader mission of Blocnation is actually going to be helping support people in industries across the whole region by providing financial services, merchant payment gateways, and of course, international remittances. And while they are focused on Southeast Asia to begin with, they do of course have international ambitions too, to grow that user base on a much wider basis. Blocnation will be bringing out a multi-currency mobile wallet platform. Now this is going to have cryptocurrency transfers via atomic swaps, so essentially this will be functioning as a DEX. We're also of course going to have this be the digital currency across the events and lifestyle ecosystem that Pouchnation has already set up. And of course, we're going to have access to the crypto assets for those that are unserved by the traditional financial system. So you might be a Filipino working in Thailand, and instead of going through the regular remittance systems, you actually send money back via your Blocnation wallet. And then when your mom back in the Philippines gets that money, because the merchant network will be expanding, she can actually just go and spend the Blocnation tokens, of course, instead of having to go and cash out to fiat and of course finding more fees. Now the really cool thing here about Blocnation is of course the Pouchnation community that's already existing. So they've already got an immediate user base for the Blocnation token. So you will be able to go and buy tickets, do top-ups, venue bookings, buy goods and services. You'll also be getting cash back rewards. If you're a merchant, of course, you'd love to accept Blocnation tokens because you don't have to worry about any chargebacks. And of course, the fees will be lower. Now, if you want to go to Pouchnation and buy venue tickets, first, let's say a concert in Manila, well, you can still use your credit card to do that, but there's actually going to be disincentives set up for using a credit card and incentives set up for using Blocnation tokens. So with the credit card, maybe you'll have their 2% credit card fee, and you're also not going to get any rewards. Whereas if you pay with Blocnation tokens, well, all of a sudden you're getting the discount because you're not having to pay that credit card fee, and you're also maybe getting some cash back rewards, which incentivizes you to pay in Blocnation tokens. Now, when you go to a concert as well, this will be your cashless payment system for the whole concert. So you'll go and get 100 Blocnation tokens when you walk through the door. You got your wristband, you're walking around, and you can use it to buy food and drinks and different merchandise. And of course, you can also get rewards and incentives at the concert, which is going to be a big focus for them moving into introducing their audience to cryptocurrencies. They're going to have a 25% incentive pool. So 25% of all the Blocnation tokens will be used to bring in new users. So when people go to concerts, they'll say, hey, here's 5 Blocnation tokens, go buy something at the concert with it. Or maybe you don't buy anything at the concert with it. You go home and you book another ticket and you get 10% discount or something because you have these Blocnation tokens now. Or you say, hey, you know what? I don't need to go to any concerts for a while. I'm just going to cash my Blocnation tokens out. Well, you can, of course, do that as well. Now, there is going to be a 3-phase rollout for the Blocnation tokens. Essentially, it's starting as a wallet and a decentralized exchange service on your mobile. What I really want to see, though, is the second implementation, which is where we see that synergy happening with Pouchnation and with venues across Southeast Asia, and of course, providing that fiat gateway to get Blocnation tokens easily. That's going to be a real game changer for them. And the third thing will of course be that merchant services. That will be really big for people doing purchases all across Southeast Asia. And then of course the international remittances as well. And when you can go to a local merchant and spend that remittance that you've received, that will be really powerful as well. Let's dig into the partners here. Of course, we have to start with Komodo because Komodo is helping them launch the Decentralized ICO. So essentially, this lets a business launch a completely independent but highly secure, feature-rich blockchain with instant liquidity and powerful features like atomic swaps. You can also contribute privately to this. It's more secure than a traditional ICO because of the decentralized structure of the nodes. And they can actually control the release of tokens in a slower way. And so you can actually have really anti-whale measures in so that a couple people don't come in and buy the whole sale up immediately. Now, because this is going to be launched by Komodo and it's going to inherit all of these Komodo blockchain features, this of course opens up the atomic swap door for the Blocnation tokens. So Blocnation will be atomically swappable with 95% of available crypto assets. So anything that's running on a Bitcoin core or Ethereum and ERC20 tokens. So that is pretty massive straight away. It's also going to be a privacy coin. The delegated proof of work makes this super secure. Blocnation is, yes, its own blockchain, but that blockchain backs up onto the Komodo blockchain, and the Komodo blockchain backs up onto the Bitcoin blockchain, making it super secure. Blocnation also has partnerships with Zcoin, of course, very big in Southeast Asia at the moment. Vietnam backpackers hostels are also going to be working with Blocnation. And a really interesting wild card here, Value Net Capital. Now, you may not know who that is, but they've recently signed a partnership with Komodo, particularly focused on working with their decentralized ICOs. Value Net Capital are the people behind such projects as Stellar, Binance, Ethereum, Omisego, Salt, Wax, and Power Ledger. So they have associated themselves with some incredible names over the years, and this is one of their new investments, of course, again, that is specifically partnered with Komodo, but to help them with their decentralized ICOs. Blocnation is not just any decentralized ICO either, it is a premier partner with Komodo, so they have the full support of the Komodo team. Let's have a look at the roadmap. Now, the great bonus here is that Pouchnation is already an existing company with a lot of people behind it. So we're going to see the Blocnation app actually launching in the second quarter, so very soon. You're not going to have to wait very long to see that at all, and of course the first atomic swaps will be taking place very shortly after that. They're promising to be listed on exchanges by the end of the second quarter. And of course, moving forward, we will see that integration coming very soon with Pouchnation, and of course the cash back programs via Pouchnation as well. There will also be masternodes coming in the third quarter of 2018, although we do not know yet how many Blocnation tokens will be required to run a masternode. First venue execution coming in the fourth quarter of 2018, and then of course moving into really focusing on their business plan and working on a global expansion from there on out. let's have a look at the team, and we're going to move from that into talking about a few of the concerns that you may want to have in mind before going out and getting into the Blocnation sale. So the team consists of Graham, Gino, and Winnie at the moment. These are all people from Pouch Nation, so they're just directly moving over to take over the Blocnation project. And that is something to keep in mind here too, is that Blocnation, of course, has the full support of Pouch Nation and of Komodo because they're a premier partner, not to mention, of course, Value Net Capital in the back pushing them. But that being said, right now we only have 3 team members, and all they will, of course, be expanding post-sale. That is the team as it stands at the moment. Obviously, we would like to see some more people listed here. We only have 1 senior advisor as well. Also be good to see a few more high-level advisors listed here on the website, but we don't have those at the moment. The crypto payment regulation scene in Southeast Asia is essentially all over the place. And we've seen a lot of different government regulations for and against, particularly using cryptocurrencies to pay for things. Many countries are okay with having them as some kind of tradable asset, but actually using it as a payment, well, governments are a little more iffy about that in Southeast Asia. So will that be a problem for Blocnation moving forward? Time will tell, but that is potentially a concern to keep in mind. Now, also, Stage 1 will still require the use of exchanges to get the crypto and to swap to Blocnation tokens, but at Stage 2 of their development, they will be having that fiat gateway, which will be super important for onboarding people in a very seamless way. If you really want your grandma to use this, it's gotta be easy. And of course, as they move forward, thinking about things like remittances, there are a lot of remittance players already working in the blockchain space. For example, Everx or just Bitcoin itself can be very easily used for remittances. But the guys at Blocnation do have a lot of connections, and if they can make it a seamless, well-promoted experience, that would be really cool. As a bonus, but actually I think just the venue and the merchant focus in of itself could be big enough, but nevertheless, competition is always something to think about. Let's talk about the token sale. The sale kicks off on the 17th. They're accepting Litecoin, Quantum, Bitcoin, and Komodo. For the first 50 million Blocnation tokens sold, they will only be accepting Komodo. The average price for a token during the sale is going to be 16 cents. There are 200 million of them going on sale. The hard cap is $32.5 million. 40% of the tokens will be going to the token sale. 25%, as mentioned earlier, will be kept as an incentive reserve fund to help onboard new users. The team is getting 18% of the tokens. This will be on an 18-month vesting period. 10% will be reserved to help incentivize masternodes running the network, 5% to advisors, and 2% to bounties. I think there's a lot of opportunities with Blocnations. It is a real-world company that's shown real results, and they already have a big user base. This is the first decentralized ICO. Komodo's put themselves on the line for this, and of course Value Net Capital behind Komodo, pushing to see the success of the decentralized ICO. The focus on the emerging markets, particularly Southeast Asia, which is just going really big time into crypto and really moving to those cashless payment systems in a very quick way, can give them a really great market advantage. And of course, they're the first ones in the space really offering something like this, so that's something to keep in mind as well. But those are just the 2 Satoshis of a man on the internet talking about cryptocurrencies. You guys will let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.